Hello there, child of God. Welcome back to the channel today. I am Y311H. Before we dive into reacting to the videos you have, let me put you up to speed with what we do here. My friend, we intend on spreading our message to the whole world, uniting all creatures of God, making sure we are all honest, forgiving towards one another, and everyone loves their neighbor the way they love themselves. But while spreading this message, we react to incredible videos, which some might blow your mind, make you laugh, and rethink reality. But child of God, before we do that, let's ground ourselves with the Word of God, which really matters the most. And today's passage comes from the book of John, chapter 14, verse 15. Let's hear what it says. If you love me, you will obey what I command, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another counselor to be with you forever. That's what it says. Wonderful, right? Let's say a short quick prayer before we dive in and we begin the show. Thank you, Father, for life. Thank you for your goodness. Thank you for everything, dear Lord. Thank you for this episode and your child, today's viewer that have joined us. We give you glory. Dear Lord, today we come before you in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. We pray that you may guide us through these videos. Help us to spread love and cover us till the end of the video. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Child of God, let's dive in and spread some love to the world.
Take a look at this shark, y'all. The shark is literally bigger than the boat. He doesn't want that little fish that's floating above his head. He wants something a little bit bigger. But if you look at the shark and look at the boat, the shark is bigger than the boat. Now, for those of you that like the beach, and I understand summertime's coming up, you guys want to get in the water, you got to remember what's in the water. Things like this, and you must also remember the Leviathan, which is way bigger than this, is in that water too.
Someone has to say it because I know the rest of the world is afraid to say it. A lot of you in this world are not intelligent. Let's start with that. Second, a lot of you were never born to be leaders. You were born to be an obedient follower. You were born to be nothing more than a worker, right? You're not someone special. You're not someone interesting. Hell, most of you don't even have depth into your character or personality. You're very boring, bland, uninteresting, and well, meaningless. Like realistically speaking, if we were to take money out of this world, right? And just look at people as a person, not look at people for what they have or for what they're worth. Look at people as a person. You realize a lot of people ain't shit. You realize a lot of people are worth nothing without the money that makes them look like a person, because a lot of people just ain't worth shit.
Do you believe in love at first sight? Because this study actually analyzed it and found something so interesting. They followed around 400 people through actual dates, some through online dating, and then some through lab experiments. And out of those 400 people, around 30 or so said that they experienced love at first sight. But when they actually analyzed those connections, they found something extremely interesting. And that was, there was one factor that was the greatest predictor for love at first sight. You might be able to guess. It was physical attraction. Basically, they calculated that the chance of love at first sight was 9 times higher for every additional point a participant gave to someone on the attractiveness scale. So basically, every little bit more you found someone attractive, you were way more likely to feel love at first sight. Now, beyond this, something that's super interesting that previous research has found is that couples who've been together for a while who do say that they experience love at first sight are often actually just romanticizing the beginning of their relationship. It's often considered a sort of illusion, like a positive illusion, to make your relationship feel special and to see it through rose-colored glasses. But the truth is there's a sort of outcome bias, because now you've had a successful relationship and your positive feelings and confident feelings can be put onto those early memories that may or may not have actually been there. So if you're in the dating world and you don't immediately feel those intense love at first sight feelings, don't fret. You can still fall in love with someone. It might mean that you're not super physically attracted to them on first sight, but we all know love is a lot more than that.
Wow, well, that's an interesting perspective. Did you believe in love at first sight before hearing it from that guy? Myself, I thought those were just illusions. It's quite interesting that it can really happen. My friend, there was that fish in the first video. Wow, that creature is extremely huge. I can't really believe that it lives under the ocean. What does it feed on? Man, it's unbelievable. Can't even imagine that all those things and others that we can't imagine lies beyond the sea. This one even increases my fear of getting in the water. My friend, let's continue watching these videos while still spreading love at the same time. Peace till the end. Let's hear what this good vibes guy will tell us today.
So, you know how they say house fires start from your dryer? Our dryer stopped working, so I'm taking it apart they said to clean it out, check the heating element. I am in utter disbelief on what is coming out of the bottom of our dryer. I'm going to show you. If you don't clean out your dryer, we never have. We've had this thing for years. We have dogs, lots of girls in the house, long hair. Fucking look at this. Like, what the hell? Look, there's even like burnt stuff where it was like melting right here. It was like burning. Like, was this about to catch on fire? It's literally burnt to a crisp. So if you have dogs or girls with long hair that lose a lot of hair, this might be your sign to literally actually take apart your dryer and look at it, because yeah, I don't know if I gotta buy a new lint trap or if this is just what happens after years of never knowing you should probably clean out your dryer.
Y'all, I am beside myself and completely grossed out right now. My kids asked me to set up the slip and slide because it's hot outside in Texas. And I am setting it up and I see these tongs that should be on my husband's grill in the grass. And I tell my daughter, I said, hey, please go pick those up and put them back with Daddy's grill. And she said, oh, these? I said, yeah. And she goes, that's what we use to pick up the dog poop. How long has she been picking up dog turds with what we flip our burgers with?
Go tell Daddy that you did that.
I'm at a loss for words.
Yo, how comes they had not noticed the new flavor in their food which they were grilling? What type of taste could they have been having different? My friend, there was another animal, still a mysterious one. This time round, the one that we saw was even attacking the boat that those humans were on board. It's quite crazy. Maybe they misjudged the gesture of that fish and it was just trying to reach them to show love. And about the dryer thing, myself from this side of the world, I've never used a dryer. I don't even know how it functions. Is it really supposed to be washed? Isn't that thing using electricity? Tell us in the comment section. How often do you even wash your dryers if you have one? Let's keep on watching. This one, my friend, what's coming up is even in the depths of the sea. More interesting creatures.
At first, I was like, look at the size of that fish. He's a big boy. He's the king of the jungle. And I'm scanning around, and you gotta see the next fish. Watch this. I'm like, when I see this one, watch this. Oh! Oh! If I eat that fish, do I become Aquaman? Like, look at that thing. Look at that thing. What the fuck is that?
And you're gonna go under here.
It's not my
All right?
fingers.
And at the count of 3, when I tell you to lift up, you're gonna try to lift them up. But we all gonna, and who will you, Lou? So you under his other leg, and then what we gonna do, Mountain? Sorry. And come down on me.
All right.
Put your arms down just a little bit. All right. So then when I tell you 1, 2, 3, we're gonna try to lift them up. You good, Lou?
This is what's going on in my
So Lou,
morning.
all right. So this is what we're gonna do.
Big
Do you ever take your hat off?
neighborhood.
Okay, take your hat off. All
They
right,
say
here we
they're
go.
gonna pick
Now,
Marco.
I'm gonna take this ring off so we don't hit him on the top of the head. Hey, you guys going?
What was the wager? What was the wager?
No. Yeah, we going under his shoe.
Lifetime supply of vegan ice cream.
All right, remember you said that. You over there making deals. All right. So what we're gonna do is when I put my hand on his head.
A little straight.
Listen. When I put my hand on his head, you put your hand. You put your hand. You put your hand. My next hand. Your next hand. Your next hand. Then when we come off, we all come off at the same time. First thing we're gonna do now, we're gonna try to lift him up. Just dead weight. At the count of 3. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, right.
But don't flail your arms up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Try,
okay. Okay, got you,
Keep your
got
arm
you.
down. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
No. All right. Here we go. Wait. Luke.
Out of order.
Go ahead. The last hand. All right. Off. 1. Go under. Tighten down. At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, shit. Yeah! Yeah, boy! Yeah! Yo!
6'9", 450 pounds. Hello.
Hello! Hit him with the hello, man.
Do you think a woman should be president?
No. No, because a woman will have a monthly and she'll drop the atom bomb. Oh, my. I mean,
I still think the president, a man is more powerful in that position than a woman.
The best analogy that I could come up with how Christianity looks to me is if Pedro came to me and he said, Sydney, I've met someone. And I said, that's wonderful. What are they like? And he's like, they're amazing, they're beautiful, they're gracious, they tell me all these wonderful things, they make me these promises, they're the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I'm like, great, when did you talk to them the first time? And he says, well, I haven't talked to them. And I say, well, when have you met? And he says, well, I haven't met them yet. And I say, well, how do you know what they're like? Well, they write the most beautiful messages to me, and they tell me that if I'm with them, I get these rewards, I'm going to see these promises, I'm going to see these wonderful things happen to me. And I say, who do you know who's met this person? And he says, nobody. And I say, who do you know who's been in this person's like physical presence and has spoken to them? Nobody. Okay, that's fine. Who do you know has been promised things by this person that has physically seen those promises happen? Well, they're not supposed to yet, so none of us have. And you can see the concern. We call it catfishing, right? When somebody starts to ask you for things like money, which the Bible does. When people start to tell you, make you promises like the Bible does. When you're supposed to have faith, you're supposed to believe. You're like, the entire brand is that they're not supposed to do the things before you believe that they'll do them. In real life, as a woman, my father would chain me in the basement. Right? He would not allow me to continue to have this relationship, which is what people say they have with God. How can you have a personal relationship with a man you've never seen, has never spoke to you, has never FaceTimed you, but the words he writes that you think he wrote, you're not even sure he wrote them, you didn't see him write them, he didn't record himself writing them, but you think he wrote them because a guy he knows told you, oh, I'm his friend Peter, and this is what he told me to tell you, that he loves you, and he's making you all these promises. And I think that's concerning. to say that you have a personal relationship. Now, I mean that as respectfully as possible, but Pedro, if you came to me and you said all of the exact same things about a woman you met on the internet that I hear from people about their relationship with God, I would be worried.
Oh, wait, my friend. Let's not first talk about that creature in the water again, the one that was glowing. Let's first talk about the guy that helped some guys to lift up a person. That one, I think we'll try it with my friends someday. And if it works, I'll come back with results. I don't think that is really in any way. Maybe those guys had some strings attached to that guy. And if that's not the case, out here, people have information that is mind blowing. That one looks like witchcraft or modern voodoo. How does it happen like that? That guy looked like he's maybe 4 times or 3 times my size, and they lifted up easier than they could have lifted me up. That is incredible, my friend. This good vibes child of God here that was giving their perspective about the God. It's quite interesting. God have different children out here and allow us all to have our thoughts. Allows us all, my friend, to think the way we want. But in the end all, God is great. God is love. God is beyond our understanding. Can't even defend God. If you can, my friend, tell us in the comment section. Let's continue watching or spreading love.
No, I have enough shit to take care of. I don't need you to. Get out of my garage!
Sitting here at work, look out the window. It's a million fire trucks. Do you want to know why they're there? There are 2 tigers loose in that hotel across the street. I went down and was like, why is everyone standing here? And they're like, there are 2 tigers loose in the hotel. So I'm like, you brought like 8 fire trucks? What are the tigers gonna do? Burn down the hotel? New York.
Have you seen that picture yet today? Yeah, that picture right there. In healthcare, that's what we call edema or swelling. Now, the White House is coming out and saying that Trump has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, which is a condition where your heart can no longer pump your blood back up to the top half of your body as well because it's just not working like it used to. And that could definitely explain his ankles, but it wouldn't explain this. These open sores seen on the palms of his hands, January of last year. And for absolutely no reason whatsoever, I'm going to show you this. And I'm going to show you this. And while chronic venous insufficiency might explain his ankles, it also doesn't explain this. After seeing this photo, some people have speculated that Trump is wearing an indwelling urinary catheter. And for no particular reason whatsoever, I'm going to show you this. Wasn't it Trump who said that the 80s were his own personal Vietnam because he was trying not to catch an STI? For no particular reason whatsoever, I'd like you to know that syphilis often goes completely undetected in men for decades. Like they can get it, it goes dormant, they don't know they have it, they can spread it, and then like 10, 20, 30 years later, they start having memory problems, dementia-like symptoms, word salad, irritability, aggression, confusion, and then multi-system organ damage. And then they test for it and catch it. And once they treat it, they can stop it from progressing, but they can't undo any of the lasting damage it's already done. It can also be incredibly painful. Now, why am I telling you all this? Oh, no particular reason.
Just another day in Australia.
Oh, people in Australia are always seeing strange creatures. In different episodes, we've seen people from that place show us animals that some even seemed like they were extinct or out of this world. Now there's lots of things happening in English lands. But what always surprises me is how the police, the fire people are always ready to respond to an alarm. When a citizen calls the police, they are always ready to respond. Even on an issue like that one, where there were 2 tigers roaming in the hotel, and they called the police. They come more than 1 car. The fireman, more than 1 car, 8 cars responding to that call. That is incredible. On this side of the world, my friend, Those guys could just have had to deal with those animals, make them friends, befriend the animals, because they could have waited for so long waiting for the police here. And it's just incredible seeing that. But about your king, I hope he's not sick that this is the good vibes child of God was talking about. Because that one is quite sad. Could he really be sick? Tell us in the comments what you think about it. And if he is, I wish him well. I wish he gets well if he can really get well.
Okay, Dr. Dad. This person heard that age of sperm can impact the gender of the embryo or baby. Is this true?
Not true. We've done study after study after study looking at what impacts gender. And the bottom line is it's mostly random choice. Most men, nearly all men, ejaculate 50% boy sperm, 50% girl sperm. It doesn't matter how old that sperm is. The chances of one of those sperm fertilizing an egg, boy or girl, are essentially equal. So why do people have 5 boys or 5 girls? It's just pure random luck as far as we can tell. Now, some women do have an aversion to sperm of one gender or the other, and that may have an impact, but it's more a maternal factor than it is a male factor. Age of sperm really has nothing to do with what's going on as far as the ultimate gender.
Okay, I have a follow-up question to this I'm going to ask in the next one.
Let's pretend for a moment that God is real and your religion is true. Here's the problem with the 3 biggest religions of the world: Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. These 3 religions are what is known as revealed religions, meaning that the Bible, the New Testament, the Quran was all revealed by God to men who then converted what was revealed to them into text. But here's the problem with revealed religions. If God was real and he revealed something to you, that revelation would be for you only. The argument that God would reveal to a man or to a woman something about somebody else's life would never hold up in court because it's all hearsay. There's no way to prove that. And if God had a message for a certain individual, he would have to reveal that information to that person directly. So even if all this was true, they don't meet the standard because it's third-party testimony. What makes you think that I'm obligated to believe something that God told you? Doesn't it make sense that if God revealed something to you, that revelation is meant for you? It's not meant for everybody else. And I've seen this happen in churches where the pastor will get up there or some preacher will get up there or even people in the congregation will be like, "Oh, brother, the Lord has a word for you. I was praying about you and the Lord told me you need to do X, Y, and Z, brother. Yep, the Lord told me." Really? So you're in prayer and then the Lord talks to you about me. Stop it. You know it's bullshit. It's just the voices in your own fucking head talking to you. It's your voice, your own consciousness telling you exactly what you want to hear. And even if it was all true, it's all hearsay and third-party testimony. It's not fucking relevant. And if God was real and he revealed something to you, he would make a revelation to you about you. If he wanted to tell me something, he would come and fucking tell me something. This idea that you are all messengers of God for everybody else is completely bullshit. Utter fucking trash. Like, share, follow for more. This is Grim with Get the Rant, and I'll see you all in the next video.
So I was today years old when I realized that every male has a superpower of thinking about absolutely nothing. Like, I'm not even being sarcastic. It's real. Like, verified scientifically. Women have the exact opposite superpower, where we can think about 100 different things, 10 different ways, all while cooking dinner, responding to a text message, and putting our makeup on. But men, they'll just sit in the car, on the couch, in the garage, and literally think about nothing. We were sitting in the car in silence. He's just looking out the window and I'm like, "What are you thinking about?" He goes, "Nothing." So I said, no, seriously. And he said, seriously, nothing. And I sat there like, how? How do you just shut your brain off like that? Because while he's over there just watching a grocery bag blow across the parking lot, I'm having a mental breakdown, trying to remember if I blew the candle out before we left. Thinking, what if we come home to our house in flames? Then I'm grieving the loss of my dog, and I'm in tears over here, and he's just staring off into nowhere. That's when it hit me. Men really do have a nothing box.
Okay, that was quite interesting. This one is for the female audience watching. Kindly, we need your help here. Is it true that you cannot think of nothing? Like just chill, nothing is going through your head. Is it true? Tell us in the comment section. Yourself, you, our sister, mother, grandmother watching. Is it a time, do you have at any time that you think of nothing? Is it possible or it is impossible for you? Let us know as you continue watching. There was some guy there that was living his perspective about God. What? For a minute, I felt my belief being shaken. Let me know what you think about all this, but have in mind that it's for entertainment purposes. Let's keep on spreading love.
When a crime is not punished quickly, people feel it is safe to do wrong. But even though a person sins 100 times and still lives a long time, I know that those who fear God will be better off. The wicked will not prosper, for they do not fear God. Their days will never grow long like the evening shadows. And this is not all that is meaningless in our world. In this life, good people are often treated as though they were wicked, and wicked people are often treated as though they were good. This is so meaningless. So I recommend having fun, because there is nothing better for people in this world than to eat, drink, and enjoy life. That way, they will experience some happiness along with the hard work God gives them under the sun. In my search for wisdom, and in my observation of people's burdens here on earth, I discovered that there is ceaseless activity, day and night. I realized that no one can discover everything God is doing under the sun. Not even the wisest people discover everything, no matter what they claim.
Here's another exciting episode of the stupid shit I used to believe when I was a Christian. I'm gonna let this other creator tell you what it is, then I'll be back to finish it up.
And my thing is, if you are a Christian, and if you do love God, and your life is just a complete mess, a complete wreck, that is God blessing you with misery so you could run back to him.
Yeah, so there, you've heard it, right? You've heard it for yourself. We have to suffer for God. We have to suffer to get close to God. What kind of stupid shit is that? Now, don't go telling me I'm wrong. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't start that nonsense, because guess what? It's in your Bible. I, as a pastor, used to preach that. People still preach that today. You have to suffer to get close to God. What kind of maniac God needs one to suffer in order to get close to it? That is some stupid, stupid shit.
Want to know what makes me question God more than anything? It's not humans being evil, it's the design of the animal kingdom. Explain to me how a loving God creates a world where baby animals are born only to be eaten alive minutes later, where wasps lay their eggs inside caterpillars so their babies can eat the host from inside out slowly while they're still alive, where dolphins commit sexual violence, where chimps tear monkeys limb from limb and eat them alive, where parasitic worms blind children, also infect dogs, birds, deer, anything that breathes. You're telling me that this is all part of some loving design? That this is what a perfect, moral God decided to create? This isn't free will. Animals don't sin. They're not being tested. They're just suffering for absolutely nothing. And if this was all created intentionally, then maybe stop calling it love.
My friends, thanks for watching up to this point, where today I feel my faith being shaken. And to the people watching that believe in God, I need your help today. Let's help this world understand that God really exists. And all these perspectives that people have out here, all these teachings, all this information going on, people questioning the Bible in different ways. All I can say is this: I pray and wish, my friend, that the God that we believe in here gives you the spirit of discernment to know what is right and what is wrong, to listen and receive with your ears, my friend, so that you can take what is helpful to you. Let's keep on watching while spreading love, my friend. Peace till the end of this video.
Flies equals spies. So if a lot of flies or ants suddenly show up in your home or around you, you got monitoring spirits. Basically low vibrational energy that's watching you, tracking your progress, your habits, your growth. Sometimes it's tied to people around you who don't have the best intentions. Not everyone wants to see you win, and sometimes that energy shows up in the environment before it shows up in the physical. Now, I'm not saying everything's spiritual, but when the signs are clear and you got that gut feeling, that's when you listen. Your energy field knows when something's not right, even before your mind catches up. So if this is happening, take a moment, cleanse your space, check your circle, get centered again. Because usually this kind of stuff shows up when you're on the edge of a breakthrough, and that's exactly when unwanted energy tries to sneak in. Stay aware, protect your peace. Your spirit always knows first. You got to listen to it. Love you guys. Peace.
Sending your husband a video trying to explain that your tomato plant appears to be on fire.
It's like, this is what happens. This is what is happening as I'm trying to dig it out. Like, the more I dig it out, it's letting out, it's like it's literally on fire. Honey, I don't know what to do here. Look, it's like legit on fire. Like, they're red, it's on fire.
Yeah, hi, real quick, I need to speak to Louis Vuitton, the dude that makes these handbags, backpacks, whatever they are. We've got chickens, and when I go down to collect eggs from the chickens, I use the little white plastic bags from Walmart. Go down there to the chicken coop, put the eggs in bags, come back up, ta-da, we're done. Yesterday we didn't have any bags, like we were out, and I don't know where to get more because I don't know if we had just not got groceries or what. So I went into our room, and my backpack that I used to travel was full of stuff, and I couldn't find any more bags, so I grabbed this freaking Louis Vuitton, Louis, whatever it is, out of my wife's closet. Louis Vuitton. I was like, all right, it's no big deal. I'll just go down there, I'll collect eggs in it, bring it back up here, put the eggs in the fridge, and no one will know the difference. Then on the way back up, one of the eggs busted when I was unloading them, so I got them all out of there except the busted egg and put the backpack under the sink and started washing it out. And my wife walked in, and to say that she had a third-rate come apart is being mild. I was like, what? I'll just wash it out. It's no big deal. Just wash it out, and it's fine. In between exorcisms, she managed to say, you're buying me a new one. That one's through. I'm like, fine, I'll just freaking buy a new one. No, I won't. No, I will not. I don't know whatever medieval African camel hair that Lewis is making his bags out of, but I'm done. $2,500 for one of these things. My wife is no longer allowed in your store, Lewis.
Actually, yeah, why didn't God just send Jesus instead of sending the flood back in Genesis? I've said before that it's stupid that Jesus even has to come back to begin with because apparently he was on earth and didn't take care of business the first time. Like, the story should have ended with Jesus ascending into heaven and taking all of the believers with him the first time that he was on earth so he wouldn't have to come back. But now you've got me thinking, why didn't God just take care of business back in Genesis the first time that he was like, oh, the people are sinful, I gotta do something about it. Now, of course, there's the book of Enoch, which states that the reason why God had to flood everything was because the people were half human, half giant, and it was like a genetic thing. But the book of Enoch is not in the Bible, at least not the one that we read today. So we're gonna go with what they decided to include in the story, and that part doesn't make any fucking sense. This God is described as being all-knowing, which means that he knew when he sent the flood that he was eventually going to send Jesus. So God sat there and decided that this group of people had to die by the flood, but that later on he was going to send his son to save the next group of people. Which is also fucking funny because if he's all-knowing, that means he knew that the flood wasn't going to work. Because he knew that he was eventually going to send Jesus, and he did the flood anyway. That's why I always laugh when Christians are talking about like John 3:16, like, oh, God so loved the world that he sent his son to save us. Yeah, God hated the world so much that he sent a flood to kill everyone. And he could have sent Jesus back then. He didn't love that world, did he? And I know the Christians like to say like, oh, well, God is different in the New Testament. That was the Old Testament. God was different back then. When God himself says in Malachi 3:6 that he does not change. And so the God who sent the flood is the same God who sent Jesus. Old Testament, New Testament, it's the same God, bitch, and he's still just as bad as he was in the Old Testament. Nothing has fucking changed because he says that he does not change. The more that I read the Bible, the more that this God sounds like a fucking lunatic. Killing people, knowing that it's not gonna do anything, but just being like, let's just flood them, let's just do it. Is bro bored? I'm really wondering at this point.
Oh, my friends, that's quite interesting. This child of God said she has read the book of God for quite some time. She has read almost the whole of it. It's funny, while talking about God and saying how meaningless the whole story is, she only quoted one Bible verse. And that Bible verse, my friend, I hope everyone in the whole world knows it. Even a child here in Africa, you grab them randomly and ask them to say John 3:16, they'll say it. Everyone knows that verse. It's the one that this good vibes child was using to criticize God. I wish she could have used more verses, maybe get more content when coming and attacking God. I'm not defending God because, my friend, God that we believe in here, I cannot defend him. He's so great and this is wonderful seeing his creatures do this. Anyway, my friend, it's been a pleasure being with you to this point. Your comments, hitting that like button is wonderful. Spending your time, those 30 minutes, God bless you for that. That notification button, always hit it so that you can always get notified when good new videos come up. And the super thanks button, my friend. It's been quite a while. You can hit it today and it will be good vibes. Till next time, peace and love be with you. Bye bye.